over at UP later on tonight.
Do you know what she smells like already?
Not yet, but maybe UP. I'll get to smell her hair.
Awesome.
Or maybe catch like a water bottle that she threw away, or maybe like a towel.
Something with her DNA on it.
Yeah, anything. I'll clone it or something.
Okay, all right. So, oh, by the way, your friend Elaine is here in the booth. We're going to be talking to her in just a bit.
Sweet, hi, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine, says Inka. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hello, Inka. Miss you.
Hi. I miss you too.
She's over in UST. I mean, well, you know, you can't blame her. She's stalking Jessica Sanchez.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I choose Jessica Sanchez over
I'm missing her today.
Yeah.
Just, anyway, okay, all right. So thank you, Inka, and we're looking
Thank
forward
you.
to hearing more from you a little bit later on to see what's going
Yeah.
on over there, okay?
I'll call you later.
All right, thanks, Inks.
Bye.
Bye. That was Inka from UST, where Jessica Sanchez apparently just took the stage. And this afternoon, of course, once again, hi, Elaine. Welcome to 99.5 Play FM.
Hi. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
And, of course, Inka actually booked you. I mean, apparently you girls know each other.
Yeah.
She prefers you girls.
We met
guys.
surfing, actually. And I guested once on our show.
Oh, okay. So you've already guested once here. And but this is a relatively new portion here in the afternoon. It's called PIMP, Philippine Islands Music and People. And you
It
seems
sounds
like
exciting, yeah.
seems like you fit the category because you are 100% Filipino, or kind of.
I
Well,
have
you
a
look
joke.
Filipino.
I say I'm half Filipino, half awesome. Ha. No, but yes, I'm 100% Filipino. Yeah, I'm proud to be Pinoy. Very proud.
And you are a surfer chick.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean that in a condescending way or anything like
yes,
that.
I'm proud. Surfer girl, yeah.
Surfer girl. There you
Yeah,
go. Is that
yeah.
the more appropriate term?
Yeah.
Surfer girl.
Surfer chick is cool too. That's okay.
Okay, so we're going to be talking to you and more of your what you're doing now for, I guess, the surfing community here in the Philippines and stuff in just a bit, okay?
All right.
Let's play one song and then we'll get back to Elaine here for PIMP. This is Cher Lloyd and Becky G, 99.5 Play FM. 99.5 Play FM, Cher Lloyd, Becky G, and Oath. This is PIMP, and with us once again this afternoon, surfer girl, Elaine Abonal.
Hello, Joey.
And tell us about your company name again.
It's called Surfista Travels Philippines.
And what exactly is Surfista Travels Philippines?
It's a surf tour company where we package everything. So the surf lessons, the transportation, the accommodations, and a lot of free stuff from Surfista and our sponsors. So it's the whole package, it's the whole experience. So it's convenient and fun for everyone who joins.
And yeah, because I'm assuming most of your students come from Metro Manila, and Manila Bay doesn't exactly have the best waves.
No, no, we have to get out of Manila. Unfortunately, we don't live near a beach with waves, so we have to go somewhere else. But my clients are from Manila, but also people actually fly into the Philippines to join some of the Surfista trips, which is super cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Where actually do you take them?
We usually to La Union.
La Union.
So La Union
Okay.
it's a really good place for beginners. And then I've started.
I've heard that. Why is that? Why would they say like the San Juan Surf Camp over there is like ideal for beginners?
Because if you want to learn surfing, you have to. People get scared of the reef or how deep it is, but the beach break there, I think they've gone surfing. The beach break there is shallow and it's sand bottom. It's a sand bottom, so it's not scary.
So you want the chances of you getting scraped up isn't really as high as some other places.
No, not really. And then there's a lot of surf schools there already, and it's near a town with a hospital and a lot of restaurants, so it's not as hardcore backpacking surfing type. So it's easy for beginners. It's good for beginners.
It's funny because I was telling you off air, I've been going to La Union for a really long time, and it wasn't only until around maybe 6-7 years ago that I found out that, uy, may surfing pala dito.
Yeah.
When did you actually get started with surfing?
I started, I'll give away my age. I started 11 years ago. So I was, surfing wasn't very popular then. I was the only girl with a group of guys who went surfing. Nobody talked about surfing really. I started 11 years ago, and then it just started booming in the last 5 years.
So it's only been the last 5 years where you've seen like a really big increase with local surfing.
Yeah,
or people interested in surfing here locally in the Philippines.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger. There's more surf resorts. People make their own surf brands. More girls, more guys are wanting to learn how to surf and to travel. So that's really cool.
I know. I mean, back in the day in that San Juan area, there only used to be like 1 or 2 resorts there.
Yeah.
And now,
yeah, but
it's
places are popping up everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have the medyo budget-friendly resorts, and then you also have the really posh and elegant resort.
Yeah, before it was Kubo lang. People would sleep on the sand or hang out at the Kubo, but now there's a lot of different places to stay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How did you get into surfing?
Okay.
Yeah, boyfriend. I know there's a boy involved here
Boy,
somewhere.
no.
Oh, another girl?
No boy involved. Just a love for surfing. I've always liked traveling. Bakit Valentine's Day?
Exactly, love month
We're going to
naman.
that question later. I've always liked traveling. So I was an exchange student to the U.S. when I was in high school.
Okay.
And then my host family took me to Florida, where they're surfing everywhere.
Right.
Okay, maybe they're surfer boys. So my mom
I
surfer
knew it!
boys, and then surfboards, and it just looked so cool surfing. And I was like, if I live in a country with islands and so many beaches, there must be surfing somewhere in the Philippines. And then I googled it, or Yahoo pa that time I think, and then I found one surf school, and then from there I never stopped.
So your company basically, you do the teaching as well?
No, I coordinate. There's a surf school that does it, but sometimes I explain and I give my little pieces of wisdom to the people.
Yeah, like mga, may style dyan or something like that, like from your experience.
Yeah, from experience of hurting myself, or people getting into accidents, or what I should do, what I shouldn't do.
Is it true like the hardest thing about surfing is actually getting to stand up and balance on the board, or what?
Honestly, I don't think that's the hardest thing about surfing. I think people think that it's when you're alone and you're paddling. Because surfing is 90% paddling, 10% the actual standing up. Because you have to paddle out and then paddle to catch the time with.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so there's a lot of paddling involved.
Yeah.
And that means that you have to be, like, at least kind of physically fit, right?
It would help.
To learn,
yeah.
right?
It helps a lot because you'll get tired easily. Your arms will turn jello.
Yeah, if you're at home, just on your computer 24/7 for the last 7 years or something like that, you may want to do a couple push-ups before you actually go out and surf.
Yeah, maybe stretch a little, run a little, and do a couple of push-ups so your body won't get shocked when you do it. Because maybe the next day, if you do it, you'll just be in pain the whole day.
I can't move!
It happens to a lot of people. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, all right. It's great. I mean, you're like, you have a really nice tan. You're like sun-kissed. You got to get the red thing going on in your cheeks and everything.
It's a little blush also.
May medalla pa.
Secret. No.
But I mean, how often are you like out there catching waves? Every other day? Every weekend?
No naman. I live in Manila. I'm based in Manila. But ever since I started this business, I'm at the beach a lot. So I just came back from Zambales last weekend, and it was so much fun. At least once every month.
Once a month?
At least.
Wow.
So weekends. I try to go weekends, but my schedule lets me go on weekdays also. So this weekend I'm going back to La Union because my friend and I are going to help teach deaf kids no, they're not kids anymore, deaf adults to surf.
Wow.
So,
well, that's really nice. It's great. So you have these different projects as well that your company is involved in. Well, that you're involved in.
Yeah.
And so it's not just for. I mean, that's a good thing. That's the first time I ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
My friend, because I started surfing, 10 years ago, and then I started Surfista Travels because I'm really good friends with Luke Landrigan and his dad, who owns San Juan Surf Resort. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I think everybody knows Luke.
Oh.
Mostly the girls.
Yeah, I think mostly the girls. So
I see Luke!
I know. And then they were the ones who actually inspired me to start Surfista Travels because they've seen me bring people to La Union and bring my friends and bring a lot of my foreign friends surfing. So they were the ones who said, why don't you start your own company, which I did. And then from there, last year, Luke and I helped teach special kids how to surf. So it's going to be our project. It's
Where
gonna
are these special kids from?
The ones from last December. We do it like a Christmas thing. They're from La Union.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
so
then,
it's kind of like you guys are paying it forward to
Yeah.
the local community there.
Yeah. And it's also to show that surfing can be done by different kinds of people. You shouldn't be limited by your weight or your skills or your ability or disability. So surfing is for everyone. And then, yeah, our dream is to do it in different places actually in the Philippines. So I think we're planning to do it in Baler. But one thing at a time.
All right. It says here on this bit of information about you, you actually speak different languages, which we'll get to in a bit.
Okay.
Okay. So we got Elaine Abonal, our surfer girl, this afternoon for PIMP. It is 4:21. Back in a bit. 99.5 Play FM. It's a Tuesday. Well, this is, once again, PIMP, Philippine Islands Music and People. My name's still Joey, and with me here is our special guest for PIMP, Elaine Abonal, surfer girl from Manila. And it says here on my nice little código that you speak English, French, Spanish, and Tagalog.
And body language. No, just kidding.
I like that.
Yes.
How did you come about speaking French and Spanish?
My mom spoke to us when we were kids, to me and my sister as kids, just a few phrases. And then I've always liked, again, traveling and going to other places. And I just didn't like not understanding my friends. So I took lessons, and then I went to France and Spain to study the languages, and voila.
Do they have surfing over there?
Yeah, they're surfing in France and Spain, but I've never gone. I'd like to, but the water is going to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear a wetsuit. So.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
What is the typical, you know what? The one time I did not know, like 6 years ago, I actually wanted to surf.
Okay.
And I took a week off of work to head on over to San Juan to try to surf.
Oh.
And just, just get Luke to teach me or some other surf instructor there.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I did not know that there was like a season for surfing.
Yes.
So I apparently took my week off in the wrong month, which was the end of May.
Yeah.
And all day long we were just staring out into the flat ocean.
Yeah, that's the big misconception about surfing. A lot of people think that when it's summer, this is the time to go surfing because it's summer. But the weird thing here in the Philippines or in the north, it's when there's no waves during the summer. The summer is when there are no waves.
So what is exactly the season for surfing here in the Philippines?
It's
a typhoon, right?
Yeah.
There has to be waves.
Sometimes it's just, there's a whole, it depends. There's different kinds of waves.
But of course there's lightning and thunder as well. Like
and
those waves.
currents and rip currents, so you don't want that. There's a whole science of depending where the typhoon is, where the waves are going to be good or not good.
Is surfing a relatively safe sport?
I would say it's an extreme sport. So when you're gonna play you're gonna do an extreme sport, there's a lot of risks involved because you're playing not just with yourself. No, that sounded wrong. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We know what you mean.
You're not just alone out there. You're with other people. There's a heavy surfboard involved, and there's the whole ocean factor. So there's a lot of factors that you can't control. Mm-hmm. It's safe if the waves aren't so big and there are not a lot of people and you're alone. But there's a lot of risks involved. There's a lot of accidents that can happen.
And I hear, when you're surfing, you're out there, right? What is the rule for, I don't know, pila-pila? I mean, to catch a wave?
Yeah.
Or is it a matter of, I'm senior, I've been surfing for 85 years.
Yeah, 85,
Iho.
wow.
No, I mean, I'm exaggerating. But, I've been, nako, wala ka pa dito sa mundo, nagsasurf na ako, so.
Yeah. The person closest to the peak has priority. So when you're standing on the wave already, the people to his right shouldn't drop in.
To the right of the surfer.
Yes, because the surfer's going right. So it's like cars, like overtaking. Say you're going really fast on a wave, and then the word is drop in surfing. Somebody drops in, you can get into an accident.
Ooh.
So that's the rule. That's the important rule that we're trying to enforce now because there's a lot of people now in the water. It's becoming a problem, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, okay, all right. So who actually, is there any way of enforcement, for the rules? Or what's the deal there?
No, it's not like the surfing, there's no, like, referee or nobody's going to blow a whistle. So I hope it doesn't go to a point
like some guy from the URCC's there in the middle of the ocean. Ay,
Bawal yan.
Siya muna.
No.
Bawal. No fighting here.
Wala. I hope it doesn't go to the point that we need somebody like that.
So everybody, is relatively friendly.
Surfer girl, you kind of have priority. So you can kind of break the rules once in a while. You can be like, akin na lang yung wave, and it's okay. So in other countries, I don't think you can do that. They're like, girl, you can't surf. But here it's like, sige, go, that's yours. So I'm like, yes, thank you. I love being a surfer girl in the Philippines. Woo!
So that just shows that Pinoys are more of a gentleman than anybody else in the world.
I'd say.
We're more gentlemanly, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we're with Elaine Abonal, by the way, if you just tuned in. She's with Surfista. She's a surfer girl. And do you have a Twitter account that people can actually, follow you and tweet you, hey, where are you surfing this weekend?
Well, the Surfista account, the Twitter account is at Surfista Travels.
Just asking about your account, not
okay,
the Surfista
my account is at Elaine Abonal, if you need to know, yeah.
At Elaine Abonal.
Yes.
And then the Surfista account
is at Surfista Travels, so just tweet anytime if you have any questions.
Do you have a website as well?
Yes.
Facebook?
There's a website. It's www.surfistatravels.com, and then on Facebook it's facebook.com/SurfistaTravels. So it's super easy to remember. And there's an Instagram account also. So
great. Okay.
There's a Surfista Travels one. There's an Elaine Abonal one. Whichever you'd like to follow.
Now, you mentioned earlier that surfing is a relatively extreme sport. We're going to be asking you in just a bit your most extreme experience as far as the world of surfing. So, Elaine's extremist surfing experience coming up in a bit.
There's the short board and the long board. Long board is more for cruising.
Okay.
And I used to not like big waves at all. I used to be really scared. But because of this business, I've had to go with different kinds of people surfing. So last October, I was in Siargao last May. And I was always hanging out with locals. And the locals always push you to go. There's really big waves in Siargao, like even bigger than a house.
Because, I mean, it's amazing that... you mentioned earlier that it's only been like the last 5 or 6 years that surfing has actually picked up here in the Philippines as far as
we're pretty big, so I would say just the surfing in Cloud9 in Siargao was a big deal.
Why did they call it Cloud9?
Named it after
new sponsor for surfing.
Cloud9. But just shortboards are less stable. Wait, you're thinking of something else.
I'm not thinking anything at all. I just like the words you're using.
Okay, shortboards are less, and you can cross step. It's super graceful.
Wait, what's hanging 5 and what's hanging 10?
Okay, hanging 5 is when you walk in front of your longboard and then you hang your 5 toes in front. And then hanging 10 is when you have all 10 toes in front of your longboard.
Are you serious? Like all the way at the tip?
Yeah, so say this is the longboard, your toes are there, and you kind of go like that. And then you
can do that?
I can't do that. Other people
can. Can you hang 5?
I've tried it once. Yeah, you have to be very fast and you have to be very stable on your board.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. I like cross-stepping. It's like dancing on your surfboard. So that's cool.
It's like aerobic class.
It's more great.
Just kidding.
Like ballet on the ocean.
Okay, we got Elaine Abonal here, our surfer girl. I'd
say with the local surfers around the Philippines, local. There's a lot more guys. I'd say 8 out of 10, 8 guys surf and then 2 girls surf. So in competitions, there's always a lot more guys and guy kids surfing and a few girls. But for Manila girls, for people who want to learn or those who join my trip, there's, I would say, 7 or 8 girls out of 10.
Are you serious? So it's the girls that are more interested.
I think a lot of girls like trying and are not afraid to.
Or maybe they're all interested in Luke Landry.
No, I don't think so.
It's like, is that part of the package deal?
No, sometimes he's not there. So, no, but he's one of my best friends, and a lot of girls surf. I think the whole
insight basically on how much a person would spend. If I mean, like, okay, me, I'm interested. I want to surf. Let's do it in La Union. How much are we talking about?
With Surfista Travels?
Yeah, with Surfista Travels.
Everything is included, the accommodation, so proper rooms with aircon and
hot shower.
Shower,
so,
yeah.
So seriously, I cannot take a shower without hot water.
Yeah, your own beds, and then the transportation, private transportation for surf lessons, depending if it's a weekend. Everything with culture, etc.
This is like 3 days?
We show the people different local cuisine.
Okay.
Because sometimes we have clients from other countries. We have had clients
that don't
from
eat pinakbet, I'm
so,
sure.
Yeah.
And once again, we got Elaine Abonal here for PIMP, Philippine
everyone.
Islands Music and People. And of course, she's with Surfista.
Surfista Travels.
Surfista Travels.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And if you guys want, to learn to surf and all that, what are the different ways again that they can get in touch with you?
Please go to the website www.surfistatravels.com or check out the Facebook page. Just type Surfista Travels Philippines or tweet us at Surfista Travels and Instagram Surfista Travels. And the email is surfistatravels@yahoo.com.
Okay, and of course you can follow Elaine at Elaine Abonal as well.
Yes, my personal one is Elaine Abonal. And same as Instagram. If you like, post a lot of
so to speak.
There's this Japanese model that I was telling you about, Akihiro Sato. He can
Who's
surf.
he?
Japanese, Brazilian, Brazilian Japanese who can. He's nice. He's really nice. And he can surf really well.
He's really nice.
No,
he's hot.
I'm shy. Somebody might hear me say it and tell him, but
no, it's funny because when you actually said that, when you mentioned that off air, all the 3 other girls here all knew who he was.
I know,
and I was like, okay, like the regular surfers,
yeah.
hardcore.
I see her all the
surfers.
time in La Union. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
and maybe you when you start surfing.
I'm just
Joey
a regular
of
person.
99.5 surfing.
Oh man, me. How long did it take you to actually, stand up?
1 weekend.
1 weekend?
Yeah.
Like how many times? How many tries?
A lot of tries.
Like
but I think
10,
you'll be fine.
20?
Like that would be cool.
An electric surfboard?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I think they're putting little motors. I saw it somewhere.
Right, you could just turn on and off to help you
Yeah,
paddle
I guess so.
through the waves?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that won't be as fun, I think. It'll help for bigger waves, I'd say.
It'll help bigger people.
Yeah, you're not big, so you don't need it. Yeah.
Anyway, Elaine, thank you very much
Thank
for
you very much for having me.
taking time out of your schedule to join us today for PIMP. And happy birthday once again to Surfista.
Thank you. Thank you very much for everyone. So thank you very much.
Surfista Travel, Elaine Abonal, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.